Alan Coleman, we're here in the Bowlers Bar in the Lord's Pavilion. It's been a couple of weeks since we announced that you've taken on the role of Head of Men's Performance Cricket. Haven't really caught up since then, so how's it been going 2 weeks in?
First of all, I'm honoured to be asked to take on the role by the club. It's an exciting time, and the new role's been created to try and hopefully galvanise our playing and our coaching group and inspire us on to greater things. It's been a busy couple of weeks. Obviously, we've got training ongoing now. We're into week 4, and without a first team coach, I'm obviously heavily involved in that, as well as all of the other elements of the role around players and contracts, a bit of recruitment stuff, especially with the second 2020 overseas player to be sorted out. So lots going on, lots of moving parts, but I'm enjoying it, and it's been great so far.
I know we're seeing you in a tracksuit here today. You've obviously worked your way through the coaching ranks from starting out many years ago, going into schools with the participation team, through the age groups into the academy, then head of the academy, second 11, first 11, interim head coach. You've done the whole journey. Will the new role see you perhaps donning a shirt and tie and taking on more of a behind the desk role?
A little bit of both still. I certainly, from a coaching perspective, I won't be leading any part of the programme, but given the demands of a county season with a first team and a second team, being around as an extra pair of hands, somebody who can contribute to a warm-up and help out the running of a game, I think is going to be a little part of the role, but not the major part. I think the major part is very much behind the scenes, trying to ensure that we create an environment and a culture that the players and the staff can thrive in, and hopefully create an environment where we can start to build some sustainable success over the coming years.
Talking of that environment, Alan, and the culture that you're looking to try and create, you've got a really good mix of senior players who've been here a long while, a lot of younger players who've come through the academy ranks and are now finding their feet, some more established than others. What is the culture you're actually looking for, and how can those senior players help you, perhaps help the youngsters on their journey?
I think from a cultural perspective, what we're looking for is something that's actually inherently Middlesex. There's so many amazing things about our club, and probably things that we don't celebrate enough. Actually, we're relatively uniquely placed. We're a completely inner city county. The only one in the country that we don't have a leafy suburb that is part of that is part of Middlesex. We're very much London as a club, and I think we've got some great cultural bits that we really need to tap into and celebrate a bit more. I think where the senior players can really contribute is in passing on being free to pass on their experience of the game to the younger players. There's a lot of knowledge in that change room. There's a lot of knowledge in the playing group, and many that have had success either in domestic or international level. And we desperately need to find a way to tap into that, to empower those senior players to really lead the team. You don't have to be a captain to be a leader in a cricket team. And inspire. We've got a lovely core of players now who are probably just over the age of 30, who really are at that stage of their career where we should be looking to kick on and be successful again, like many of them were 5 years ago. So that's really where we're looking for the senior players to contribute towards the culture.
I guess, whilst not necessarily fitting the bill of just turning 30, one player that falls within that senior group will be Tim Murtagh, who obviously not so long ago we announced would be club captain. How do you see Tim's role evolving as club captain, and obviously what happens when Peter Hanscom returns at the start of next season when he's finished his Shield duties?
I mean, so obviously it's a new role that's been created, the one of club captain, and Mertz is the ideal candidate to do that. He's incredibly well respected around the group, vastly experienced, and is a good influence over the younger players, as we saw in the games that he did captain at the end of last season. I think that it's very important to remember here that Mertz's role is a leadership role, but not one where we expect him to be leading the team on the field every week. Peter Hanscom will be coming back. He's a fantastic leader and a great man to have around. He will be primarily our 4-day captain. Mertz will be there to step in as and when Peter's not available, depending on the Australian season and the Sheffield Shield season. And I can't emphasise enough how important Pete is to this process and to the group, because he is a fantastic captain and very well respected by the lads. In terms of Mertz's role, a little bit of an ambassador, a bit of a role model for the playing group. He's leading a project with us at the moment around a steering group that we've created involving a group of players, myself and Andrew Cornish, the Chief Executive, where we're really looking to empower the playing group to make some key decisions around their season and how it looks. It's a long county season, as we know, and we can use that steering group to really guide us and ensure that we make good decisions which benefit the players and their families, and ensure that we create a really nice and positive environment for them throughout the whole of the 6 months that we'll be on the road together.
Alan, you mentioned earlier the many things you're doing outside of obviously working with the squad at the moment in winter training. One of those things is recruitment. We've got a job vacancy at the moment open for a first team coach who will be working alongside yourself, and a club coach as well who will be working underneath you. How has that recruitment process gone? Can you perhaps expand a little on the calibre and quality of candidate that we've had apply so far?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, first team coach at Middlesex is a highly regarded job in the world of cricket. So you would expect, and we have seen, a high quality of candidates who have expressed an interest in the role. I think it's really important to emphasise that we are trying to keep this process as broad as possible. We don't have a preferred candidate. We haven't gone out and specifically targeted somebody. We are keeping our minds open to any eventualities and possibilities that the first team coach role could bring. And it's a really exciting process to actually be going through. The process will be vigorous. I can assure our members and supporters of that. We won't leave a stone unturned in trying to find the right person to galvanise our environment and inspire our playing group. One of the key parts of that role is to help create an environment where the players can thrive, and I think it's really, really important that we emphasise that that's a big part of this job, coaching the players in the nets, on the training ground, and creating a great environment in the changing room to enable us all to succeed are really at the heart of this role. The club coach role will come alongside that. We've got some exciting possibilities with that, but our main priority is ensuring that we get the first team coach appointment right, and we get that in place hopefully in time for the start of the season and when the pre-season kicks in March at Merchant Taylors. But it is a time that I'm excited about. It's a new structure that we've put in place, and I hope that, and I'm certain that we will get some high quality candidates who come through the process and will put a team on the field that do us proud across the next season.
Brilliant. Alan, whilst on recruitment, you mentioned you're doing a bit of work on the securing of a second overseas T20 player to play with us in the Blast. Obviously the one you've got already on your books isn't too bad, Shaheen Shah Afridi. You've obviously got Owen Morgan available, England white ball captain for a number of games. It's an important signing. Do you have at this point any clue as to whether or not you're looking batter, bowler, or is it an open field? Are we out there talking to players?
Owen and I have worked together on this, and we've worked with our analysis department as well, just looking at combinations and so on. What I will say is it's a face that is familiar to our membership, and a face that has been successful over a number of years for us. And that probably should give enough people enough clues as to where we're looking to go with this. We're pretty hopeful that a deal is going to be done imminently, and we'll get an announcement out there pretty soon, hopefully.
Alan, I've been here at the club myself the best part of a decade. I'm a mere novice compared to you. You've been here a lot longer, and you've literally, as I said earlier, you've worked your way all the way through that coaching pathway programme. How excited are you as someone that's now head of men's performance cricket to be working with someone like Rory Coates, who in a similar way to you has helped all of those players' careers from youngsters through to the ones that are now breaking into the first 11? You're now going to be working with players that you're so familiar with. How excited are you about where the club is right now?
I think it's a genuinely exciting time, and I think it's obvious that we have a lot of talent in the playing group. It's also obvious that we have a playing group that have underachieved, for a good few years now, and that's something we need to address immediately. What we can say is that the group are committed to changing their fortunes, and they're working incredibly hard at the moment to do so, and will continue to do that through the winter period leading into pre-season. It is an exciting time. We have got a good group of players. What we now need to do is put some consistency in our performances out there, at Lords, at Radlett and Merchant Taylors, across the whole of the season. Last year we saw glimpses of a good 4-day side. We saw some good performances in T20 and some good performances in 50 over cricket, but nowhere near enough that we should demand of ourselves or that our members or supporters would expect to see. So yes, it is exciting, but there's also got to be an acceptance here that we've got to work incredibly hard to change our fortunes. We've got to be open to new ideas. We've got to be prepared to push ourselves and challenge ourselves as well to ensure that we can reach our potential. Potential's a fantastic thing, but it's a performance-based game. As I said, in the last few years, our performances haven't been good enough and haven't been what we expect. We want more from the playing group. We need more from the staff to support them as well. And hopefully that combination will see us improve our fortunes on the field and start to build our way towards some sort of sustainable success that I think this playing group is capable of achieving.
So you talk very much, Alan, about progress and advancement and development, and there's an end game there that I think you're absolutely right, there needs to be signs of improvement. How quickly do we see that happening? Are your sights set on achieving success this coming season, or are you looking more long term?
I think what we need to see is improvement. It's very easy in this game to get quite short term in our thinking, and one part of my role is about longer term strategic thinking and trying to make good decisions that are not only decisions that are right for now but are going to be right in 5 years' time as well. So we can get short term in our thinking. It's easy to sit here and go, we're going to get promoted out of Division 2 or we're going to reach a white ball quarter final. But I think what we and our members and supporters need to see is, as you say, progress. A team that has a clear identity of how they want to go about their business, a team that is hard to beat on the playing field, a team that is proud to represent our great county. And I think if we can make progress in those areas, the results hopefully will improve alongside that. I would love to see immediate success. As a Middlesex supporter myself, I'd love to see us lifting a trophy in the next 12 months. Realistically though, where we are at the moment, we're a decent way away from that. But we shouldn't be scared to embrace this challenge of moving our way through the league tables, enhancing our status as a respected county in the next few years, and try to build, as I say, something that is sustainable so that when we're all long gone, the club is still being successful.
Alan, that sounds all very exciting. I genuinely mean this. I don't think we've had such a positive response to a senior appointment on the coaching team ever in my time here than when we announced you. I think people have a real will and a real desire for you as one of our own to succeed in the role. So I guess I speak on behalf of all members in wishing you every luck in the new challenge. Sounds like you got your hands full. Plenty of work ahead, I'm sure. But Al, all the very best of luck. Thanks for your time. Thanks for being so open. And good luck with it all.
Thank you very much.